Hello. How nice to meet you in person and put a face to the email, so to speak. Now, I won't be here for long, so please listen carefully to what I'm going to say. I'm just, well, I'm just rather ticked off, actually. Just because I belong to such an underrepresented minority group, it does not mean that we, as a group, should be so grossly misrepresented in the mainstream media. You lot are parasites. You know nothing of us and have no right to print such utter tosh. I mean, how could someone like you or your readers understand what it is like to be me? To be honest, as a journalist, I think you're rather lacking in the skill department, even for a local hack. Oh, don't be offended. I'm only telling you the truth. I mean, they were just garroted after all. It's not as if I cut them open and carved out little bits and bobs like old Jack did, or did a Dahmer and stashed them in the freezer for late night nibbles. That is so distasteful. Excuse the pun. And you said that I was not human and some sort of animal, and that I killed 14 men and committed the most horrendous crimes of the decade. And you said that I was the worst serial killer in England since Harold Shipman. This is why I've summoned you here today. People are too obsessed with numbers. It was only 14 men who truly deserved it, and it's not as if I killed them in some bizarre manner. Just a rope to the throat and tighten. It's quick, it's clean, and it has a certain classical beauty. To be honest, I consider myself the best serial killer in England. Definitely not the worst. You see, murder is an art, if you think about it. Anyway, most people have done far worse. We are all evil in some form or other. Yes, I am evil. Not 100% evil, of course, but I am evil, and I accept that because I am a necessary evil. I cull the weak and the inferior from humanity. To be honest, when you look at the exponential growth of the population and the strain that that unchecked growth puts on our resources, I'm doing everyone a favor. Do I ever feel sorry for my victims and their families? Well, of course. Even a psychopath has feelings if you dig down deeply enough. Or maybe we don't. Am I remorseful? Not at all. How do I know that they're dead? Well, I've had no special training. I just do. It comes naturally to someone like me. You see, I once saw a documentary on the Son of Sam murders on Netflix, and it liberated me. I felt this wave of adrenaline rush over me, and something inside of me burst free from the cages of social constructs. I knew then that I didn't have to control it any longer. Where does it come from? Did I have a bad childhood? No. I had a terrific childhood. Mother and father were wonderfully dutiful parents. Unfortunately, they both died in a terrible accident. On the day of my 18th birthday, to be exact. But every cloud has its silver lining. I inherited an absolute bloody fortune, and I have therefore been able to devote my life to my work. Which is why I find your remarks labeling me a deranged, bloody psychopath to be highly prejudiced and highly offensive. My work is art, and just because you can't appreciate it, it does not mean that you have the right to print this divisive filth. Which is why I've arranged this little meeting. I want your newspaper to print an apology for insulting me and my art. What happens if you don't? Well, then I will make you my number 15, and I will grant you immortality. Anyway, it was so lovely meeting you. Please do give my regards to your family. Oh, and commiserations on the dog. Oh, you hadn't heard? Apparently, the yappy little thing disappeared this morning. Ta-ta.